Forbes India presents Top 30 Talent Leaders of 2023, powered by Indeed.
Hello, I am Vipin Sharma. I am looking after talent acquisition, employer branding, and diversity and inclusion at Tata Steel. I've been with Tata Steel for last 13 years now, and been in this HR profession for that many years. Merely an accident, or it was just out of sheer luck that I moved into HR. Because if you go back to 15 years back when we were entering into colleges, we did not have so many options available to us. And if you are born and brought up in tier 2 or tier 3 towns like I was, the exposure was not that much. So very few options we have had. And when we used to go through newspaper, and there was those glamorous article about the graduates from IIMs or IITs back, those many offers, those were the things that really used to inspire us, that can I be that person. And then when I went into engineering, I worked in IT company for some time. I realized that I would want to be into the management side of the business, and that's how I enrolled into B school. I enrolled into MDI Gurgaon, and when it came to selecting which specialization should I get into, uh, typically I'm an engineer, so I had affinity towards numbers. So I thought finance would be a good option for me. But then when I spoke to people around in industry, also I spoke to few people, I realized that HR is one function which touches each and every uh, boundary of the organization. So within and another piece is that at that time HR was still evolving. So there was a lot of thing that was happening in that space, and there was a lot of thing that could have been done. And one more piece that really I took is that HR is one space wherein you can move across industry, and it is an industry agnostic function. So all that led me to decide that yeah, this is one space wherein I want to make my career, and that's how I came into HR. Sure. So I graduated from MDI Gurgaon, and after that I moved to Tata Steel. And since last 12, 13 years, I've been with Tata Steel only. And but if I look back at my journey, and I graduated from Gurgaon, and my first assignment, I was posted at one of our mining assets, mining location, which is Jharia, and this is underground coal mines. There are very few underground coal mines in India, and it is one of them, and totally different experience. And while when I was doing my MBA, I never realized that I will be working in such kind of a role or such kind of location. But an eye-opening experience for me, because we had these underground coal mines, captive mines for Tata Steel, and in those coal mines we were hiring IIT graduates, and they were coming into this business. And for them also it was an eye opener, because many of them took up mining, but they never realized that they will have to work in such kind of a scenario. And huge attrition at that time when I was working. So worked on various facets to come up with various initiative to reduce attrition. From there I moved to the engineering projects part of Tata Steel, and at that time we were expanding pretty fast. So I got involved into the greenfield projects. I also got involved in coming up with new design centers, new sales offices, new manufacturing locations that we were coming up. So I was involved in end-to-end all aspects of HR into these areas. Another piece that I was involved in is people experience, employee experience, and employee engagement. And again, we experimented quite a lot in that space. Some of it succeeded, some of it we failed, but that's how it has been a great learning experience, in that role. And one and a half year back, I moved into this role of talent acquisition, employer branding, because organization was expanding pretty fast, and there was a ask that how do we look at this space totally differently, and how do we be more agile in terms of we acquire talent, and come up with initiatives to make Tata Steel a very attractive employer brand. So that's how my journey has been so far. initial part of last year, it was like crazy. Everyone was hiring. The market had hit the roof. Every candidate had more than one offer with him or her. And when we look at that, and now it is more stable now. Later part of last year, things started cooling off. Companies started reducing hiring, and in fact, last quarter, what I was reading that the IT measures they've hardly hired anyone. Typically, they end up hiring more than 1 lakh people in any given quarter. So that's how the market looks like now. It looks pretty stable this year, and but that is an opportunity for us to build talent for the future. So what we are doing is we are coming up with new cadre programs to catch people young. Typically, this is what we believe in, that catch people young, hire them at the early stage, and then train them and develop them for our future needs. Typically, whenever you go on into the market, you will have a lot of people looking for job, and these are active hires. But there are passive candidates available, and if we have technology solutions available, then we can reach out to them, and many of them could be very good candidate for our organization. So we are looking at various technology solutions to engage with passive hires and get them enrolled into our organization. Diversity and inclusion is one space on which, as an organization, we have been working for last 5 6 years at a very large scale. Last year, the focus had been on LGBTQ space, and we did a lot of transgender hiring at Tata Steel, which is again first of its kind, and we had more than 100 transgender people in our organization. We also came up with one initiative called Queries, which is first of its kind competition for LGBTQ plus students, and it was open for all students from LGBTQ community. We have also tied up with some external partner to help us out to drive those initiatives. These are some of unique, or you may call areas, innovative areas, initiatives which we are embarking upon this year. Catching people young and coming up with different cadre programs. So currently we do have some cadre programs like Women of Metal, which is we tap female candidate at second year of their engineering colleges, and then through a competition at the top 50 we give them projects, and then top 25 we give them internship and as well as scholarships. And once they complete their engineering, then we give them pre-placement offer and they get inducted into our workforce. So that this is our route to improve the participation of female into the workforce. On technology front, we are doing quite a lot. In fact, we just have implemented a new application tracking system. We have just come up with employee referral program, and which we feel that it's a great source for you to get people. So we just launched it a month back, and within a month we got the references and referrals of more than 14,000 people referred by our employees only. So this we are looking at actively as a good source for us to hire from. Treat each and every hire that we hire as a unique person, look at their anxieties, treat them as a human rather than just one more hire for us, and take them along this journey and make the whole journey pretty smooth for them. So all these spaces that I'm talking, we are working upon, and we will come up with many new initiatives. So if had I not been in this space, I would have been an entrepreneur. Maybe in this space, only talent space, but on the other side. So I mean, that's what I think I would have been. So many a time, when I speak to people, and even I ask that, what is it that really inspire you to join HR? And many of the time, people say that I like to work with people and I like to interact with people. But typically, when you look at all the functions, whether if it's your marketing or operations, you interact with people. In fact, you interact with more people. You end up managing more number of people if you are an operations guy than you are an HR guy. But what you do when you work in HR is you create systems, processes, and policies which impact each and every employee in the organization. And many a time, what happened that we solve for one problem and we create another problem. So the second order effect of your initiative is very important, and that I would definitely recommend whoever is coming into this space is whenever you design some new initiative, whenever you come up with solutions, always look at second order effect of of your initiative and see that you're not creating another problem by solving one problem. So that is very important for a professional HR professional to look at. Last 3 4 years, that is what has been taught to us, that whatever you plan, uh, destiny has something in store for you. So but as an individual, what I really believe in is this, and that is what I learned from my father also, that you do your best in whatever you are doing. So like what's being said in 3 years, that strive for excellence and success will automatically come. So that's what I believe in, that whatever role I do with utmost dedication, and do something which was never done before in that role, so that I may fail, I may end up doing something which was never done also. Sometime I may fail also, but at the end of it, that's what you learn. So would like to continue to do and see where it goes. So do not know where I will be 5 years, 10 years down the line. Cannot predict. Very difficult to predict in such a volatile environment. But would like to continue to challenge the status quo and coming up with new initiatives, and to make something in this space, which is something which everyone can adopt. That's what I look forward to.
Forbes India presents Top 30 Talent Leaders of 2023, powered by Indeed.